Hi there, thanks for joining me. I'm Mike and this is my 200th video on atomic shrimp. So I thought I'd do something a bit different this time. I'm going to talk for just a couple of minutes about ideas. Specifically, how to generate ideas. Put another way, this is a recipe video, but it's a recipe for increasing creativity. The other thing that's going to be different about this video is that the content doesn't match the words. I did think about creating a flashy infographic style cartoon animation for this video, but you'd still be waiting for it next year if I did that. So I'm going to crack on. The video content on here is going to be an assortment of clips from various successful and failed projects of mine, plus a few weird random bits too. Here are my 12 methods and tips for generating creative and original ideas. Listen out for statements that contain absolutes. Words like always, never. Negative words like cannot, doesn't, isn't, worst and impossible. But also positive words like best, definitely, ultimate, guaranteed, forever. Treat these trigger words as a challenge. When someone says this cannot do that, or this always leads to that, try to think of an exception. There usually is one. You don't have to blurt it out, of course. This is more about training your brain not to accept the status quo than it is about being argumentative about absolutes. In practical terms, a brain that is trained to nitpick absolutes when faced with this is how we always do that, finds the exception and by doing so invents something. Be prepared to make backtracks, sidetracks and excursions into madness. Not all productive paths of inquiry are obvious at the start. Not all interesting destinations are directly accessible from where you are. In the same way that explorers had to set out across the ocean to reach new lands, be prepared to do some things that don't make sense right at the start. And who knows where you might end up. If nothing else, the journey is an interesting one. Impose artificial restrictions and limits in order to force your brain to solve them. For example, think of a common thing, then break it by removing one of its key features. Then, try to think of a new way to make it work, but without just adding back the thing you took out. Look in the background. Look where others aren't looking. Embrace the unpopular. Love the underdog. Not everything that is interesting is also obvious, or the subject of everyone's attention. There's a whole lot of detail in the world that nobody notices or takes the time to think about, or that people actively discard, never realizing what they threw away. Stop. Put down the smartphone and look around you. Opportunity is everywhere, busy being ignored. Take conflicting or disparate ideas and smash them together. If you can find two existing ideas that are so incompatible that they literally break each other apart, you might find a way to assemble the fragments into something completely new. This is like the Large Hadron Collider of innovation. Even if you don't build something new, you might still get a better idea of what ideas are really made of. Stop wondering and try. Most of your ideas will probably be fairly cheap and risk-free to try, but if you do nothing, they won't ever be done. Don't wait for the big idea to land. It might never happen. Get to work on what you already have. Make mistakes, because you learn from them, but also because mistakes are a rich source of fresh inspiration. Many great inventions began with an accident. Maybe it's even worth being a little bit sloppy on purpose. Sometimes accuracy and precision can be the enemies of fresh possibility. Make room for mistakes. While you're making all these mistakes, loving the underdog and stepping on the cracks between everybody else's stepping stones, don't worry about what others might think of you. It's as simple as saying, I don't care what you think. Don't miss out on being brilliant just because people might think you're weird. You don't have to care what they think. Always write down your ideas. Paper is cheap. Human memory is unreliable. You will experience inspiration in your life and you will experience boredom. But these two phenomena seldom coincide. Storing up your ideas means you can fill the boring voids with the inspired ideas that you never had time to pursue when they first dawned on you. Spare time need never be wasted time. Sleep as much as you need to, but no more than that. One day, you'll lie down to sleep and never get up again. Don't waste time doing that now. If you want to lie in bed until lunchtime, make it a rare treat, not a regular feature. Or, do what you want, but don't complain that you don't have time if you spent half the day in bed. Share what you do. It's tempting to keep your brilliant ideas secret as if they're treasure or a finite resource, like your personal precious gold mine. But really, they're more like money. Use them, spend them, share them. You can always make more. Spread them around. The results will surprise you, and far from running dry, this will spur you on to do more and better. Now, I didn't invent these techniques exactly, because I'm sure smarter people than me have been using them for decades, probably centuries. But I did sort of discover these for myself. And I know, from experience of using them, that they do work. Thanks for listening, and I hope you'll subscribe and stay with me. I already have enough ideas on my list for the next 200 videos, and the list isn't getting shorter. I hope to see you again soon.